All right, so what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kimon, man, back at it again with another video. Every week, you already know how we do it. Last video was pretty interesting. Sparked a little bit of debate. A couple of people reached out to me. One person was a little dubious, just surrounding, how exactly I left Best Buy and how exactly I was able to meet some of the people I was able to meet to help change my life. And a few people reached out to me just with some questions, so really kind of the same thing, right? But more in the positive aspect, like, damn, how'd you do that? How the fuck can I meet people like that? How the hell, like, what can I do? Should I dress better? Should I this? Should I that? Should I whatever? Miss Scusi, excuse me. So today's video, I just kind of wanted to talk about that, how I met some of these people, how you guys can meet some of these people as well. And, I hate to use the word quality of people you meet because you never know. Everyone has, value. But the reality is, how can you meet someone that can really make an impact on your life and actually give you resources, knowledge, or opportunity, whatever it may be, so that you can change your life around. For me, it really kind of all started, like I said, at Best Buy. That's actually it started before Best Buy. But that's a story for another day. It really started at Best Buy for real, right? The consistency, the strategic plan, the outlay, whatever, it really started at Best Buy. While I was working there, like I said in my last video, man, I always try my best to have a positive attitude. Always try my best to make sure that I worked harder than anybody else. And I always try my best to make sure that I did more than just showing the fuck up and doing the bare minimum. You do that, you build a name for yourself. You do that, people want to be around you. You do that, people want to give you opportunity. They want to get to know you. It's called favor. That's the word today. Favor. You get favor, right, by doing the things that you're supposed to do, with the right people seeing you. And where I come from, people are so hopeless, bro. The majority of people in general in the world are hopeless. You know what I'm saying? But speaking on me, where I come from, the top people I know, man, motherfuckers hopeless, bro. You know what I'm saying? One of my exes, her dad was like, Kimon, you should get 3 jobs. You should, you don't have to work just that one job at the warehouse. You can work at McDonald's. You can work at Wendy's. Look at such and such boyfriend. He works at Taco Bell and so and whatever, right? We got very low expectations, right? It's really because nobody else sees higher. But those expectations of believing that we'll call them your angel, right? Your person of favor doesn't exist or isn't around you just is not true. 100% of people, I'm not going to say 100% of people. In I can't speak for motherfuckers in France and Europe and shit like that, I don't know. In the United States, 100% of motherfuckers at some point in time in their life will run across, and I'm popular today, huh? But in the United States of America, 100% of people at some point in time in their life will run across someone that has the ability to help them change their lives, whether it's indirectly or directly. Most people either aren't prepared for it, right? Or they aren't looking for it, or they aren't grateful in the way that it approaches, in the way that it comes to them. So they completely miss out on their blessing. That's what we call in the church, right? You miss out on your blessing. Reason being, you weren't prepared for it. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, man, Jonah in the well, I believe is what it is. Hey, man, you asked to get saved, motherfucker. Do it matter that you got swallowed up by a whale and spit up on land? You're going to be ungrateful? Or you're going to take those down times, you're going to take those hidden blessings, right, as opportunities for you to improve yourself, to grow, and be grateful for, right? Most people miss out on their blessings, man. They miss out on the people that come into their life who can really help them make an impact and make a difference. And that's why a lot of people fucked up and they super bitter because they never hold themselves accountable for that, and they always would rather just make excuses. If I knew Warren Buffett, I'm damn sure I'd be good trading stocks too. Man, damn, bro, man, that dude only got that YouTube channel booming because shit, he knew such and such, and they reposted him. I'll do a mixed voice because I don't want to seem racist to blacks. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sally was only able to do that because Mary Sue Ann's connected her with that opportunity at the restaurant. Whatever, bro. Like, people make all type of excuses when the reality is them. You shitting on your blessing. You're not prepared for your blessing. You're overlooking your blessing. You're not grateful. For me, when I went to Best Buy, I met a dude, and I ain't gonna say his name, but I met a gentleman, first person, if we're talking tangible, like directly helped me change my life, man, I met a dude, rich, and I'm on the phone like this. Very rarely was I that employee, right, on my phone like this, distracted, not taking care of customers. But on this particular day, I can't think of the name of the stock. A stock had rose up like 5,000%, some crazy shit, and it ended up getting halted. And at the time, for me, what 5,000 meant was like 7 bands, 8 bands. And this one, I was still a Best Buy associate, so like, bro, I need that motherfucking money. I found out the hard way what a halt was, right? The halt was you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't do nothing. So I'm on the phone trying to place some orders. Well, this particular gentleman, Oriental dude, Asian guy, he goes, are you busy? He was, no, he goes, do you work here? Are you busy? Can you help? I looked at him, and I looked down at my phone and I said, no, I looked at him. Looked at my Best Buy blue shirt with the name tag that fucking told him I worked here. Then I looked at my phone and looked back at him. I goes, yeah, I work here, but I'm also busy right now. I'll help you out a little bit. Okay, no problem. My apologies, sir. Take your time. So I'm like, you know what I mean? People be walking up, man. I keep that strap on me. But sorry about that. I don't keep no strap. I keep the belt strap. Back to the story. But he apologized for interrupting me. And I felt like shit. Absolute shit. So I go to him, Mr. Such and such. Actually, I didn't even know his name there. I was like, hey, sir, my apologies for that. He's like, no problem. You look, interested and seem serious. What's going on? So I told him what was happening. And he goes, oh, you caught into that stock today, huh? Oh, yeah. He's like, how'd you find it? I spent the next 30 minutes told him how I found the stock. We spent 30 more minutes after that just talking about, some of my other strategies and stocks and some of my other investment strategies, whatever, yada, yada. Long story short, he goes, I like you. He said, we should get lunch sometime. To make a long story short, like I said, it got rich, man. And he ended up giving me some advice. And he ended up opening my eyes to some knowledge that really helped me make a lot of money. But more importantly, helped me save a lot of money. Bro, I would have lost so much money if I didn't meet him and learn some of the things he taught me surrounding option strategies. I've made so much money listening to him on certain things like Tesla and Apple. The year they had their reverse split, I think it was 21 when they had their reverse split. Man, I would have lost so much money, bro. And he helped me make so much money. That really helped me change my life around. But I was able to meet him but when I was able to meet him, although I may have fucked up initially, right, I humbled myself and I fucking apologized. I cuss a lot, man. If y'all don't like me cussing, I don't give a my apologies. But I don't give a fuck if you don't like me cussing. Because a lot of people do tell me that as well. Too bad. I cuss a lot. And do something. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking around. I'm gonna try my best to stop cussing though, all seriously. But I humbled myself, man, and apologized to that gentleman and came correct. How many of y'all, when you at work and having a bad day, a customer walk up to you, do you project your negative energy onto them? It's fine. We all have bad moments. But how many of you apologize for it and take that extra mile to do even better to overcompensate for your rude ass attitude? Probably 100% of us have bad days, huh? What do you think? Maybe 2% of us, 3% of us atone for the negative vibes that we attribute to others on those bad days. You're fucking up your blessing. Let's go to another guy, and him I will say his name just because it's such an average name, right? It's hard, Tom. Now, I didn't know Tom from a lick of paint, man, but he would come into Best Buy, and at the time, this Trump, president, and he was like not popular. Now Trump is popular. At the time, everybody hated him. Republicans hated him. Democrats, everybody hated him. I could care less, but everybody else hated him. And he would come, bro. Donald Trump, #1 fan, bro. He would come in the store. Donald Trump hat, MAGA glasses, MAGA jumpsuit, MAGA socks, MAGA wristband, MAGA everything. You ain't never seen nothing like this. And his attitude was a little arrogant, yes, for sure, but very polite gentleman. No one else in the store wanted to help this guy out. Ever. Man, I fucking help him out, man. Fuck. Damn it, and I said I was gonna stop trying my best. My apologies, guys. But I was like, you know what, man? I helped this guy out. Immediately. I'm looking for a laptop for my computer. HP at the time made a 17-inch laptop clamshell. What's the largest screen that you have that might be portable to go with a small laptop? I'm like, bro, we don't got no portable screens. Because back then, it wasn't like now where you can just order them online. Like, it wasn't easy to get. But I was like, the option you do have is this 17-inch HP. So I took some time, went over with him. He's like, man, never would have expected you to be smart like this. And I looked, not laugh. I was like, man, I be putting the work in, man. I was a good sport about it. He goes, oh, just to make sure. He's like, because I know I got the MAGA stuff in it. When I say expect you, I'm talking about Best Buy associate. He's like, typically no one knows any of this stuff. He actually says shit. Typically no one knows any of this shit. He's like, so, I definitely didn't expect you to actually know something. He ended up buying that computer. Came back again the next week, bought another computer. Because the 17-inch was a little bit too big for him. He travels a lot. And then he ended up coming back again to finally buy, I can't remember if he bought a Dell Inspiron or matter of fact, doesn't matter. He bought one of the smaller 13-inch Dells. He ended up buying 3 computers over a span of a month. And every time he purchased a computer, I help him out, gave him a phone number, whatever. So he comes up to the store one day. I'm like, damn, man, Mr. Tom, bro, you up here again, buy another laptop? He's like, no, come on, man. He's like, I was just thinking about you. He's like, what do you want to do with yourself? Nobody had ever asked me that. And I was like, hey, well, I'm working here and hopefully I get a promotion. And he's like, yeah, I get that's what you're doing here. He's like, well, what do you want to do with yourself? I said, well, sir, this might sound crazy. He said, hey, nothing sounds crazy. He said, if you want a Ferrari, that's crazy, right? I said, he said, no, it wouldn't be crazy. He said, so what do you want to do with yourself? I said, well, I've always been extremely interested in investing. He's like, everybody want to invest. I was like, no, sir. I said, I genuinely have a passion for it. I said, this is something I've wanted to do since high school. And, long story short, we got into that conversation and it ended up coming out what he does. He invests. At the time, he was the founder and managing member of a private equity firm. And maybe I might be giving out a little bit too much information when you search him up. I don't know. Big investment firm. They give out investments of hundreds of millions of dollars. I looked him up when he gave me his card. I still keep the card today. All these guys, I keep the card. And, but at the time I had no idea. He told me what he did. Oh, wow, that's cool. How you getting in private equity? And how you know? Wow, ooh, yeah. So we chopping it up, talking about it. And then he goes, but you know something else? He was like, that's not what gets me all of my money. He said, do you ever wonder why I travel so much? I was like, yeah, why you travel so much? He's like, well, I have properties across the country. I was like, oh, snap. It's like, oh, how many houses you have? I just assumed he had houses. He's like, man, I don't do residential real estate, was the term. I don't do residential real estate. I was like, oh, so you own like office buildings and stuff like that? He's like, nah. I forgot exactly what he said, but essentially he's like, nah, like, he was like, they're my tenants. Now I'm confused because like I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Tenant, this, I don't know. I'm like 22, bro. 23. I have no idea what he's talking about. And he ended up telling me about land, and over the span of the next year and a half or so, he ended up introducing me to a lot of his connects, and he ended up, giving me a lot of resources. So now when I buy land, I buy my shit wholesale, or I buy my shit from the government. If I want to go look at a property, whether it's residential or commercial, whatever the case may be, my real estate agent can get me a $1.8 million property for $700,000. Day one profits type shit. Just because of them introductions. But the point is, I was only able to build this relationship, make this connection, because while everyone else judged this man, I took it among myself. I gave myself that responsibility to assist him, and not just to assist him and drag my feet in doing so, but to assist him in the most positive of manners and to give him the best quality service I would if Gucci Mane walked into the store, bro. I'm a huge Gucci Mane fan. You know what I'm saying? If Kobe Bryant, rest his soul, walked into that store, if whoever, bro, A-Rod, bro, whoever, if I'm a huge fan of you, I gave him that same respect that I would give to someone like, and I don't like to say a fan, but, someone who I admire greatly. And, man, he appreciated that, bro. And because he appreciated that, I earned favor. The last two people we'll talk about, one other gentleman whose name I won't mention because he has a very unique name, but he has office in the Alpharetta, Avalon area, and I would go there and help him out. I know I kind of jump ahead, but I would go there and help him out with the setup for his office space. And in Best Buy, we would just talk about different solutions. We would talk about what might work for his team, what wouldn't work, what combination of stuff would work, yada, yada, yada. And I ended up going above and beyond. When I was at home, coming up with a presentation, I said, hey, hey, sir, this is what I've come up with. This is how you guys can do this. These are the technologies you use, the computers that you need. You don't need all these extra printers. You just need one solid printer. Everybody don't need XYZ. You just need one of these. Instead of buying everybody their own external hard drive, just get one big ass cloud drive, external cloud drive, 12 terabytes, save you the money, whatever. Very knowledgeable. She's like, do you have some time? He's like, let's go out to lunch. I'd love to talk to you about some Chipotle across the street. Went out to lunch. Long story short, I ended up being his in-house IT guy, his in-office IT guy. Whenever they need a problem, they'd call me in. These are all opportunities that I have to do work, some of it for free, but eventually, right, paid. But the most important thing, right, eventually was the knowledge, the experience, the connections, the relationship. That's what I gained that was way more valuable than the money. Way more valuable than anything else. And I got that by going above and beyond, doing what I'm supposed to do, not fucking my blessings up. You never know who you run into contact with every day. You never know what they're doing in their life. Working in that store, I ran into so many people, bro. I've had lunch with so many people. I've built relationships with so many people. And there's a lot of people I didn't build relationships. The majority of people I met, I didn't build relationships. I may have connected, like Russ's manager, personally, like this. A lot of people I was able to meet. T-Pain. He come up in that store, man. Hey, come on, y'all got a boom mic? We got the boom mic. I'd hide it for you. Tell me when you want to show up. This pre-COVID. Tell me when you're coming, man. I'll pull it out from the back, but I'm gonna hide it from you till you get here. And now that was a connection to my boy Elliot, who worked there too, but he wasn't there one day, and whatever. But you meet all type of motherfuckers, bro, every day. Celebrities, non-celebrities, your next door millionaire, regular motherfuckers who you never know. But most of you are not prepared for what happened when you get in front of the president. Prepare for what happened when you get in front of a Grammy Award winning artist. You aren't prepared, man. I sold P from QC TVs. I did so much stuff for these folks, man. Help me out in the long run. Even if it's just listening to them in that second, how these people talk. Even if it's just standing there waiting while he on the phone, listening to how these people handle their business. You must be prepared for your blessings, whether it's direct, like it was with me and Mr. Tom, me and Mr. These other two gentlemen, and you know what I'm saying, or whether it's indirectly, me and P. He don't know me. Maybe he might remember me because I'm a very memorable guy. At least I like to say so. But he know all type of motherfuckers, bro. He probably don't even remember me. But man, I remember them conversations he used to have. Going up there buying this girl, TVs. Going up there talking to the people at Jury Unlimited. Going up there talking to, I don't know if it's managers, business partner, whoever handling his business. And I'm learning, I'm like, okay, this how a hood nigga, take care of himself, handle himself with business. This how he handle himself with his females. This how he, all right, cool. This how when you up this level, all right, cool. But also seeing CTOs come in, order stuff for the company. Also seeing CEOs, founders come in and see how they handle themselves, how they prepare, how they talk about business. Means, hey man, we need something for the office, COVID, we're shutting down, yada, yada, yada. All that stuff that I learned at Best Buy and helping these people. When I was having my interviews for Google, I was on the workspace team initially. When I was having my interviews, man, I could speak about a lot of this stuff. Of course, I can sell to an enterprise company. I've been selling to enterprise, to their C-suite. Of course, I can sell to the C-suite in this position at Google. I'm selling to their C-suite in this position at Best Buy. The only difference is it's much harder over here because I'm actively reaching out on behalf of Google to see if you're interested in cloud services, seeing if you're interested in workspace, collaborating remotely, real-time collaboration, Google Work, right? That's different than one of those guys coming into the store and saying, hey, the office is shutting down. I still need to stay on top of my board meetings. What can I do? Well, Google Nest is the only one that has the integration right now with Zoom and Google Meet. I think it was Duo at the time. But, whatever, right? Coming up with tech solutions gave me the experience. The experience I got at Best Buy, I was able to translate that into the corporate world during my interview process. Surely that mattered, right? Surely I needed to know what the fuck I was talking about in order to get the job, right? You don't know. My first large real estate deal. A large real estate deal. Dude was selling it for $1.8 million. I'm gonna say my lawyer. My real estate agent was able to get him down to 1.1. I'm gonna give you a spoiler. We weren't able to close on the deal. Terms of finance. The company I was going through to help me finance this deal as a brokey with zero money, zero down payment, zero anything. The terms, while understandable to give to me, was unacceptable for me. So I didn't accept the terms. So the deal fell through. But the numbers, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's beyond the point. We're not talking about the deal. Point is, the gentleman that owned this particular building had a couple of them in the Atlanta area. This particular property was in Buckhead. And the gentleman that was selling the property, he just wanted to get up out of it because he was preparing to move to California. Long-term Chick-fil-A owner. He had like 4 different Chick-fil-A properties and he wanted to move out to California, retire, I don't know, whatever. So we were able to get the price down. And one of the reasons why that helped separate me from everybody else, this guy almost never puts his input into anything. Never. He never got out of bed for anything. He let his team handle all of it. In passing, I learned that his son was my age. I think I was 23, 24 at the time. 2022, I was 25. So, son was my age, or maybe it's 20, I think it was 22, 20. It doesn't matter, right? Son was my age. Now, I noticed it wasn't his son handling the deals. Son wasn't following his father's footsteps. Now I know that I want my son to follow my footsteps. And I know if I see someone who's like a son to me following, then I'm probably going to attach myself with them. So you know what I did? I was like, the next time I go meet up with the agent, I'm going to wear I got some Uggs. They're like some cow Uggs. Man, one of my favorite pairs of shoes. If not my favorite, it's one of my favorite for sure. So I wore those Uggs. Limited edition, by the way. You ain't going to never see them hoes unless they're on my feet. Maybe search them on Google or whatever. But I wore those Uggs. And, I went there and I'm like, hey, man, shoot, I remember working for this operator. He was like a father. And whenever I have opportunities for this and that, I like to be grateful. I like to learn. And this is my ideas for the place. I love, this is really going to be my first multifamily property and yada, 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 yada. Well, the agent was very impressed and told the bit man about me. Told the bit man. The bit man goes, you know what? That's that Chick-fil-A extra mile service that we talk about all the time. Someone who was willing, most people just want to buy real estate, flip it, buy it, fix it, buy it. He said no one has a plan anymore. Everybody just thinks it's easy money. Nobody want to work hard anymore. He said, but you? He said, you remind me of me coming up. He said, I wish my son was hard working like yourself. He said, but then again, with your experience, you worked, because I told him I worked at Chick-fil-A. He's like, with your experience, working at Chick-fil-A, whatever. He's like, maybe that's where you got it from. He's like, so you know what? He said, the money, the difference from what I want, and some other people was offering cash. You know what I mean? Some other people was offering cash. Some other people was doing swaps from larger properties and spreading them out to smaller properties. So for the other people, this was nothing. For me, like, bro, I had zero money down, zero nothing. I didn't have nothing. I had to finance it. Some people was offering cash asking price to this man. I'm like, all right, I got to find a financier, whatever. And he said, you know what? The money isn't the most important thing to me. He said, I know you're going to do right by the property. He said, and for me, helping out a young man to follow, in similar footsteps as myself, essentially. He said, that means more to me than anything. He said, so, from a lifer to a lifer, he's like, we got to help our Chick-fil-A family. He said, so if you want a property, I give it to you at the price Susan's my real estate agent. She's like, I give it to the price Susan's asking. Me and Susan went through all the steps we can go through. Finally ended up getting someone who would finance the deal. Fell through. They gave me some terms that I thought was unacceptable. Fell through. Sometimes you got to do that. You got to know when to walk away, right? I felt bad walking away just because this gentleman believed in me so much, but he understood. But for all y'all that might be working fast food, bro, like, you don't know where them skill sets might take you to. You don't know who you might run into that's a McDonald's CEO or who might be a Subway franchisee, regional man. You don't know, bro. Take every opportunity you have in life and run with it to the max. Because you don't never know what working at Chick-fil-A might get you with the right person. You don't never know what working at Best Buy might get you with the right person, who it might help you introduce yourself to, who it might help you connect with, what skill sets you might learn. You never know. So for this week, let's set the goal, right? We setting goals over here, bro. We're not just talking, we setting goals. So this week, let's set a goal to think of one thing that you might be planning yourself on. Let's think about one thing that you might not be so grateful for. Is it your job? Is it your college education? Oh my gosh, I want to be a rapper, but I'm in school. What is that one thing that you have that you're ungrateful for? Then in reality might be you playing yourself. You fucking yourself over. What is that one thing? Think about that one thing, put in the comment section below. And for this week on forward, let's try to figure out, let's set a plan for how you can really get rid of that negative habit. And although it's a negative habit, it's a really great habit. Being ungrateful is a great habit to not being successful and to not taking advantage of opportunities. So let's figure out what the negative habit is that you're doing. That's a great habit to being a failure and missing opportunities, but it isn't the best habit if you want to be successful and see all that God has in front of you. See everything that you can create for yourself. See everything that